Today, I want to show you cases where the IRCC have used social media activity as a deciding factor in their decisions. Real cases where sometimes some people's immigration journey have ended based on their social media activities, and where social media activities has also helped other people. Let's look at the case of Sunday Tola Yusuf, a Nigerian man who applied for the federal skilled worker visa and did what many people do on LinkedIn: packaging. On his LinkedIn, Sunday listed a very impressive job title: Executive Chairman with 3 years of experience as part of his employment history. But when he applied for his federal skilled worker visa, he omitted this job from his application. Now you might think, so what? Maybe he didn't want to get points from that job. But apparently, the IRCC had gone through his LinkedIn profile and had seen his executive chairman role, which was missing on his application. They may have taken screenshots, so if you like, go and change it. Based on this, his application for federal skilled worker visa was refused because of the discrepancy between his LinkedIn profile and his application. Sunday appealed this decision and argued that, that position wasn't paid. The director of the company even confirmed that he was not a member of the board of directors and he was not a paid employee as well. Sunday himself argued that including that job title would have strengthened his application. So why would he hide it? Guess what? The judge upheld the decision to deny him that visa. Because according to the judge, Sunday did not give the immigration officer the full picture. He misrepresented the facts. If his LinkedIn profile is showing one thing and his application is showing another thing, that's misrepresentation. I'm sure Sunday has since deleted that ill-fated job title and perhaps his whole LinkedIn page as well. Now, the second case, Shaheen versus Canada. Dr. Shaheen applied for citizenship, claiming physical residence in Canada. When you're applying for citizenship, you have to have stayed in Canada for 1,095 days. That's part of the eligibility. So Dr. Shaheen said he was eligible, so he applied. But his LinkedIn profile showed that he was a pediatric intern at a children's hospital in Ohio, US, from February 2013 to May 2014. But on his application form, he claimed he began working at the hospital in July of 2013. So you see the discrepancy. He claimed he began working in July on his form, but his LinkedIn said he began working in February. So because of this inconsistency, his citizenship application was denied. He sued, but the federal judge upheld the dismissal of his citizenship application because according to his LinkedIn, he did not meet the physical presence requirements, and his application and LinkedIn profile were conflicting. For the government, this was a misrepresentation and grounds for refusal. You notice something here. This weren't about crime or bad behavior online. It was about catching inconsistencies. There's even a Reddit post where someone said when their express entry moved to the next stage, someone from IRCC checked their LinkedIn profile. If you have LinkedIn Pro, you'll see when someone checked your profile, and sometimes it will tell you where the person is working at if it doesn't tell you the person's name. But here's the scary part. It is not only LinkedIn that the IRCC are snooping around. They are checking Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, sometimes even chat logs, like messages on your phone, WhatsApp. Back in 2009, there was a case, Tang versus Canada. Miss Tang, a permanent resident, applied to sponsor her spouse. The officer became suspicious because chat log dates didn't line up with the couple's account of when they got engaged, so the application was denied. The case went to appeal. Interestingly, when the panel reviewed the chat logs, they actually found the conversations, normal conversations couple would have, ordinary mundane things that couples talk about, and this helped their case. The point is, the chat log proved the couple's case and the denial was reversed, and Ms. Tang was able to sponsor her partner. There are a lot of well-documented refugee cases that Facebook has played a role. Cases where claims were refused because accounts were still active after claimants said they deleted their account. Somebody said, I was afraid for my life. Somebody was stalking me, so I deleted my Facebook account. But the IRCC found that account still active after the time the person said they deleted it. Even pictures with a boyfriend. This is somebody that said they were afraid for their life because of their spouse, because of their partner. Some people post have contradicted their relationship. Imagine somebody said they started a serious relationship in February of 2020, but when the IRCC went through their post, their Facebook timeline, they found that they were musing about being single during that period. They said they were in a serious relationship. Or in a similar case, like that LinkedIn case, where the lady said she was in Canada on maternity leave, but her LinkedIn said she was working in Kuwait. Somebody will be posting pictures of their 2022 escapades in Nigeria. And when they want to file for citizenship, they claim that they were in the country, they were in Canada at that period. But when immigration goes through your timeline, they see that, oh, you weren't in Canada at this time based on what was found on your social media. I know they don't just comb through every cases like this. Sometimes they flag a case because of something. Like Magdi's case we talked about. They were investigating companies that were into immigration fraud, and her husband's name came up. Her name didn't come up. Her husband's name came up. So they had to flag her and investigated her. Sometimes it's just the officer saying, some things don't make sense here, and they want to make sense out of it. So when there are a lot of contradictions between your social media and what's on your application, that raises red flags for the officers. Think of it this way. To verify your professional life, LinkedIn is the first stop. To verify your social life, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, that's where they go to. Immigration is paperwork, timelines, consistencies. Things have to match up. Social media is just another data source for the immigration officers. And many people have decided not to post online because of things like this. Apart from the immigration people, who else is looking at you? This is not about being afraid of social media or scrubbing your timelines clean. We have to understand that once something is submitted, it has to match everywhere. Forms, timelines, documents, and yes, sometimes what exists online has to match. And it's not all bad. If your story is true, your digital footprint usually supports you. Problem starts when your story don't match. When you say A, meanwhile, it was actually Z. And when the immigration officers find this, it's a big one. Immigration officers are not looking for a perfect life. They are looking for coherence. Does this make sense in this situation? Also, immigration officers are not hacking into your accounts. They are not breaking the law. They are looking at what is publicly available, like your social media. For spousal sponsorship, they can ask for chat logs as supporting evidence. You can choose to send or not. If it helps your case, you will send, right? But once you submit something, it becomes part of your record. And here's another thing for those of us that are trying to stay quiet online. Having no digital footprint at all by itself is a big red flag. No LinkedIn, no online employment history, no trace of activity where you claim to have been working or living. In some cases, that lack of verifiable information can work against you. Magdi Ibrahim did not win her citizenship case because IRCC brought up her social media or because the social media doesn't matter. She won because of the long time it took the IRCC to act after investigating her, and the judge said that too. There are many people that have had their Canada journey cut short because of what was found on their social media. That's why it's important to know how the system actually works. If you think social media is off limits, think again, because as one comment puts it, social media has come to provide an unprecedented insight into people's lives. So, the government can actually use your social media, what you post out there, as evidence against you or for you. Know what you post. If you're in Canada or you are interested in Canada, check out these videos I put together for you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.